Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa khilanihi, amma ba'd. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us with His reward and bless us with the blessings of this month of Ramadan. We've been talking about linkage, creating bond and linkage between us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We said a lot about keeping our tongue, to know what comes out of our tongue, what should come out of our tongue. Are we going to be rewarded for what we're saying, or are we going to be punished for what we said? So we need to know there is no virtue, there is no respect in uttering insult towards brothers whilst we are fasting. Even when we are not fasting, you are not supposed to do that. What of when you are fasting? And in this episode 2, we entreat every Muslim fasting to be patient. You know, sometimes when you are fasting, your anger goes up, your emotions goes up. So with any little thing, you are easily triggered. When somebody provokes you, you are easily triggered. That's why the Apostle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, ليس الشديد بسرعة إنما الشديد من يملك نفسه عند الغضب. He is not hero who easily get tempted, who easily get attracted when is provoked. But the hero is rather he who has patience whenever he is tempted or triggered or provoked. So as you are observing the fasting, a lot of things may happen. You get annoyed, you get provoked. You need to be patient. And sometimes when they attack you, they do something bad against you or towards you, you just say to them, salam and peace, peace, peace. I need peace. You don't need to retaliate. You don't need to give back. You need to maintain patience. You need to train yourself with patience towards what others will do towards you. Sometimes even in the traffic, with any little mistake, sometimes you might even be right and the person will just insult you. So you will also be triggered and provoked and you want to act. You continue tarnishing the image of Islam. Instead of you exhibiting patience for people to know. It doesn't mean when you are patient with something, it doesn't mean, oh, the person has won or you are a loser, no, or you are afraid of him. No. It's just a matter of knowledge and violence. You have been knowledgeable, religious, trained, and he is being violent. It's not anything that passes in front of us that we need to react. Sometimes even the patience you exercise even sends a stronger message to your opponents to learn from you and know, this man, he could have also retaliated, he could have also said this and that, but he kept mute. And sometimes it keeps on hunting the person. Why is this person not retaliating? Why is he not saying anything? Why is he not also doing this and that? So when you are fasting, you need to be more patient with people. When somebody does something that you cannot accommodate, you just tell him salam and peace, peace, peace be upon you, peace be upon us together. And sometimes you need to avoid some location where you know you'll be provoked. For instance, you know you are going to sit at a base or a sitting place where you know you always indulge in argument, unnecessary argument, that will trigger your anger. So why go there? You need to abstain from such settings or such gatherings. Always focus on something that will bring you peace as you are fasting. We need to control our anger and temper. Because more especially when you are observing the fasting, it's easily to be triggered with any nonsense that comes before you. So you become the best when you are able to control it. And we need to control our sights. As you are sitting outside or you are driving, when you see haram, immediately you need to turn your gaze from that haram. You don't need to continue or concentrate in watching that haram. You are driving, you saw a woman walking naked or with some of part of her body revealing, or wearing some transparent clothes, or body tighten or shaping clothes. You need to immediately remove your sight from there, so that at least you get the reward of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that at least you will not be tempted in falling to the trap of the devil. We need to be patient with each other. Once we are human beings, we live together, no matter how some of us will trespass. So as others trespass against us, we need to be patient with them. The same thing when we also do to some of our brothers, they will also be patient with us. It's part of life. We cannot all be the same. We cannot all think the same. Even our height differs, our face differs, our body shape differs, a whole lot of things. The same thing applies to our doings and intentions too differs. So we need to learn to accommodate each other. Don't be triggered or don't be pushed by each and every single push that you are being pushed or you are being provoked with. You need to react. No. You need to be patient. In being patient, it's majestical. It pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it doesn't mean that person is greater or bigger than you. What it means that you are more talented, you are more trained, you are more behaved, and you are more pleased by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to observe those protocols given to us by Prophet sallallahu. That's why sometimes even if you are hungry, the anger goes up, and you are standing, you need to sit down. And even if you are sitting down and you get angry, you need to even lie down, so that it will not trigger you to do some things which you end up regretting. Most of us, we react based upon our emotions. When something happens, immediately we want to retaliate, we want to do something, we want to also prove ourselves. So we end up taking strong measures. After some minutes or after some hours, when you go back to your seat, you realize, oh, I didn't do well. Indeed, I've offended my brother, or indeed, I have committed a crime. Some have killed people because of anger. Anything, hey, he wants to also use his knife, he wants to also shoot him with his gun, he wants to also do something to please himself. Within 2-3 minutes, you realize, oh, you've gone too far. So always try, observe patience in your life, and inshallah, you shall gain the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you need to be patient. You just go and do ablution, you come and stand, Allahu Akbar, you recite Quran, you prostrate, you do this and that, you stand up, you do this and that, then you say Salaam Alaikum. You want to do another one. You need to have patience. Even in Hajj, you need to have patience. Even in giving sadaqah, you need to be patient. Sometimes you provide to people and they end up, sometimes they insult you, they end up thinking what you've even given them is not enough. They don't appreciate what you've done for them. So you need to be more patient in order to serve people or serve Islam to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't think, oh, they don't value what I'm doing, so I should stop. They don't see the benefit in me. They don't see what I'm doing, so I should stop. Do it to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Once you are doing it for the sake of Allah, continue doing it, because you shall be rewarded on those things that you've been doing. Don't mind the naysayers. Don't mind the negative sayers. Don't mind those who will discourage you from doing good. So when you are patient with something that happens and somebody tries to instigate you, how you should have done this and that, tell him thank you and please never come to me with those things. I don't need them in my life. So that at least you can still maintain your relationship with people. You can be the pace setter in change by changing their lives. So most of us, instead of changing or correcting what others did, we end up doing worse than what they did already. With this episode, we talk about how to control our hunger, how to be patient, and how to lower our gaze whenever a haram passes before us. With this, we bring this episode to an end, and inshallah, we shall meet in another episode. Barakallahu fikum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.